Hi. Hi. We'll just wait a minute, give it another moment or two. I'm Bonnie Lynn Linky, and your independent Stamping Up demonstrator, and welcome to my live stream this evening. I'm a minute or so early, but I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you're enjoying being here too, or will enjoy. Please, if you've joined me and would like to leave a comment, say hello, let me know you can hear me. And if you can also tell me where you're from, that would be great. I would like that very much. So I'm both on Facebook and on YouTube, and this will be recorded and saved to YouTube. And I believe you can also see it again on Facebook also. But tonight we're going to do a Z fold card, but we're going to do a little something a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and do a pop out on the front of it, which is a kind of like a reverse Z fold. But before we do that, I just want to go over a couple things to let you know. The retirement list came out today from Stamping Up, and I will post it in the next day or two. It doesn't become effective until April 9th, and then it's effective for the rest of the month. And then after April 30th, it all goes away. So, and as we know, they sometimes bring the items back in clearance if they have some left over. So, a lot of items. It was like 4.5 pages for the annual catalog of items that stamps, dies, bundles, the designer series paper, and it's, the 2022 to 2024 in colors, which is your Parakeet Party, Sweet Sorbet, Tahitian Tide, or Orchard Oasis, and Starry Sky. They all go away on April 30th. So if you haven't got your ink refills yet, now is a good time to order them before, because once they're gone, they're gone. There won't be any reorders or anything on them. And so, you have your markers, you got your blends, cardstock. So don't wait too long to order those items if you need any of them. And also, there will be a price increase. And the price increase goes into effect with the new annual catalog. And items that I know for sure that are being increased, I don't know how much yet. I haven't seen the new catalog because I wasn't on stage. So I don't get my catalog until the earlier part of April. So you're going to see ink refills are supposed to have some type of price increase, along with assorted adhesives. Cardstock is going to have a price increase. The Stampin' Blends, the cut and emboss machines are going to have a price increase. So if you've been thinking about getting one of those cut and emboss machines, and you can swing it, now's a good time to get it before the price goes up. Assorted tools are going to have a price increase too. So something to keep in mind as you're deciding, well, what should I order in the next month or two? Those are some of the items that if you use a lot of white cardstock, it's probably a good time to get a couple extra packs to have on hand. I know today I ordered quite a few dimensionals and glue dots because for demonstrators, they say that for us, the price increase goes into effect on pre-order. April 2nd, I believe, is when our pre-order starts. But I think that's only on the new items, like the new in colors and any new items being introduced. And the new in colors I saw were some people who were on stage this past week, and they posted the colors and some really cool colors. I don't have them written down, but there is a blue, there is a green, there is a pink, and I forget the other two colors, but that's okay. We got plenty of times to enjoy them and everything, and you will see them by the bigger demonstrators. They have theirs already, so we will look forward to seeing how they use them. And I understand that Stampin' Up! Is also coming out with a new beige also that they're adding to the color line. And it's a cross between the Sahara sand and the river rock that was out a little bit ago. So, um, so that's it on the retirement list and an expected price increase. Also, host code. When you use my monthly host code, it's on my webpage in the upper right-hand corner underneath my logo and everything. And you place a $50 merchandise order, you will receive the free monthly card kit from me. And this month it happens to be the Painted Lavender stamp set that I'm using. So that will earn you that kit. It's 4 cards, and I include all the cardstock, designer series paper, embellishments, and everything that you need. You just have to have the stamps to do the stamping. And if there's some die cut stamps that are die cut out, then you will need either to fussy cut them or have the dies, or else you can use a totally different stamp set. That works too. And but I do all the die cuts of the different layers that I use and all for you, so you get everything. And then right now I have a latte love class, which I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera to, oh, let's see. I've had it on all along. You can't see me. Okay, so these cards are in my latte love. So I apologize that I forgot that the camera wasn't on me, that it was on these cards. So you've gotten a preview of them. These are my latte love class, along with right over here, I have a shadow box, and I'm going to switch cameras to this. Okay, this is a shadow sampler. You do not get the frame, just a sampler, everything to make it. This is a saying that I print out for you, and then you get over $35 in Stampin' Up merchandise. You get the tutorials for these 5 cards, which are not on my blog anyplace. It's only through the class and for the sampler. And you will also get a 6th card, which is on my blog, but I give you the kit for it so that you can make it. So, okay. So we will get these items out of the way, and we will get started on our card. Now I'm going to hold the card that we're making up on right up here because it is a big card. So if I'm crooked, I apologize. Okay, the way this folds up is like so. And then this is the pop out, which comes out like so. And then it comes out like that. So quite a cool card. This is card base A, the tall one, the 8.5 by 5.5. I call that card base A in my instructions. And this one right here, I am calling the card base B. I should have probably called it the pop out, but I called it the card base B. And just so you know, so when you go to my blog to get the instructions, which is bonniestamps.com, they'll be out tomorrow morning. I would just want to show you how I labeled everything. This is card base A. This is the left side, the middle section, and the right side. This here on card base B is what I call the front. And that's because when you're working with it all open, it looks like the front. So this is the left side, middle, and right side here. And because if you look at the way it folds and everything, there is a section right here that is the back side. So there is a piece of designer series paper. There's 2 of them, the exact same size. And I put it on the left-hand side, on the front, and on the back. And that's right here. And then you put your greeting right up here. Clear as mud, right? If you have any questions, email me, bonnie@bonniestamps.com. But you'll see me put the card together, and so it will be pretty easy to tell. Okay, so we're going to switch down here. And also, I took pictures of this today. I made this today. It is the where I have it all labeled, and I've already put the polka dots on here so you can see how it goes right over where you join card base B to card base A. So, and these pictures will be on the blog also. All right. So let me go ahead and grab everything. Okay, so to start with, we need to do some scoring. And I'm using Lemon Lolly. And we are going to score this at 2 1/8 inch. And remember, all these down where the numbers are between the 2 and the 3, these little slashes are 1/16. So there are, counting the 2 and the 3 line, there are 16 lines. So we're going to do 2 1/8. So that would be the little bit longer line right there. And we want to score. So we're going to get our cutting blade out of the way. Okay, and then we're going to score at 4 1/4 inches, which is right down here. Okay, so card base A is all scored. Now we want to do card base B. This one is 11 inches by 3 inches. So we're going to need to open this arm. And our first one is going to be at, I want to make sure I get this right, 4 1/4. So we're going to score there at 4 1/4. And then 8 1/2 inches. And just like that. All right. And then on my cutting instructions, I give you a list of all the different sizes of the Lemon Lolly you need, of the basic white, and of the designer series. And I have a description of where they go by where you cut them. Okay, I like to go ahead and score next. Not score, but fold it and burnish. So I'm going to do this one here. This is my Z fold. The Z goes like so. So you can see it is done. Okay. My husband was in and kind of moved the light, so I want to push that back just a little bit so it's not so shiny right there. Okay. Now we need to do this one. And this one, we want to do just the opposite on. So, and see where this one went out? This one is going to go in, just like that. You know, if you fold it the wrong way, then you just redo it. Just change the folds. Okay, and then on this one, we're going to bend it back like so. So it's going to go like this. Now this is actually going to be, I didn't remember that being off like that, but let me see something. I guess it is. Let me double check and make sure I scored this right. I'm having questions. So we want it, this one at, okay. I gotta make sure this is the right size. So we did the first one at 4 1/4, which is right. Then we should have did 8 1/2, and I did that wrong. I did it at 8 1/4. So I'm gonna just get another piece of Lemon Lolly cardstock because we want to do it right. I apologize. So we're just gonna, I knew, because it should have, and I'll show you why I knew it was wrong as soon as I cut it. So we're gonna place this at 5 1/2. Okay. So there's our 11 inches by 3 inches. So we're going to score it at 4 1/4. We're going to try this all over again. And now 8 1/2. There we go. Okay. So we'll get it out of the way. And we're going to fold it like so. Okay. The reason why I knew it was wrong is because, see that? This should have lined up like this one lines up, where it was all even. So that's how I knew it was wrong. So So now we have it right. We can go ahead and put everything together. So sorry about that. But at least you know how to tell if it's not right. And then what you want to do is you want to place your cardstock. You can either use a ruler, if you have a ruler. You can take a ruler and you can measure up 3 inches. And on the middle section of card base A, and just make a line there. Or else if you don't have a ruler, just take your cardstock, lay it there, and you can mark a line there. Okay. And then what you want to do, the reason why you want it the line is because you need to put your adhesive on here, and it needs to be down below that line. So I'm just gonna, and I put maybe a 1/16 of an inch below the line so that I can, I don't know why, so it doesn't go over it. And I'm using tear and tape. I don't know if I would do glue for this. You're welcome to if you want to. I'm just don't want the glue to seep out and get onto this side, so that's why I'm real careful there. And I don't really have to erase those lines because I am putting another piece of cardstock over top, but it just makes me feel better to erase it. Okay, and then I am going to take, let's see, where is my, there we go. I'm going to lift off that one piece of tear and tape. I want this open so that closed up so that I make sure I don't get it over too far and I can't bend it, but that I'm getting it right in that corner. And I want my bottom edges together. And then I'm just going to see, I have this so that I can close it. I got this edge lined up down here, and I'm just going to fold that over, and I'm going to adhere that one piece because that's all that was on. And now see, I can turn it over and see that it's even. So I'm good with it. So I can go ahead and take off the rest of the tape here. I'm going to lift up right here. All right. So that's the hardest part, putting your card base together. And see, it just goes like so. You can fold it flat like that, or if you want it to be that part open, you can fold it like that. Either way works. Okay. That is actually the hardest part of the card, is putting your 2 card bases together and make sure they're right. And they are. So now we get to start stamping. We're going to go ahead and do our stamping, and then we will do our all the designer series paper. And I forgot to give me a piece of scratch paper for my stamping, not scratch, but scraps. So okay, let's get this out of our way. Now we're doing the Share A Milkshake stamp set. We're going to go ahead and stamp. We're doing strawberry ice cream. We're doing a cone because I've never used the cone before. So I wanted to use it before the stamp retires. And yes, it is retiring. Now, the good news is a lot of the stamp sets from the spring mini catalog are carrying over to the annual catalogs. I know Thoughtful Expressions is not. And I can't remember which other ones were not. But I believe Painted Lavender is. I'm just drawing a blank. Okay, so I'm using Bubble Bath ink. And tap, tap, tap. These are photopolymer, so I am setting them I got my Stampin' Pierce mat underneath for a cushion because there's no cushion on these stamps. Okay, and I also want 2 cherries. So we are going to use sweet sorbet for the cherries. I like the sweet sorbet. I'm going to miss it. So I'm going to stamp 2 of them. All right. That was easy enough. And let me know. Let's see. I know I had my, oh, here it is. My scrubby to clean them off. Okay. We'll go ahead and put these back, and then we're going to stamp. I like to do my stamping first. I know the ink dries fast, but I just like to make sure it is dry before I work with it some more. Okay, we're going to do You're the Cherry on Top. And we also want the Celebrate. We are doing this as a birthday card. Let's see, I think Celebrate will fit right on there. So we'll set those down under there. And then the go-to greetings. I thought I was more prepared than that. We are doing Happy Birthday out of this one. And the go-to greetings is retiring. I'm heartbroken over that one. This is my go-to stamp set. I think it's a great stamp set. So if you don't have it, get it before it goes away. You won't be sorry. Okay, and then I have, okay. This here is my cardstock for the front. And I want to make sure I stamp on the right side. And I'm stamping in Azure Afternoon. These are fun colors. This will make a wonderful birthday card for a child. A girl would just love all these pastel colors and just think it's fantastic. So we're going to stamp. And remember when doing the photopolymer to hold for about 5 seconds in place so that the ink can absorb into the paper. You're the Cherry on Top. Oops. That's a stamp, not a scrubby pad. Okay, and we can just set that off to the side for now. And then we want to stamp Celebrate also in the Azure Afternoon. Just stamps. Okay, tap, tap, tap is what I meant to say. Get that on here and see if we get it straight or not. Straight enough. And that's all in this color. And we're going to use Fresh Freesia for the Happy Birthday. That goes on the very inside. We'll move that out of the way. Now we don't need the Pearson mat for stamping this one because this one is the cling stamp, so it's the red rubber. And it has the cushion. And if you stamp it on the Pearson mat, you're more likely to get lines because it just presses down too much. And we'll try to get that straight. I'm not a very straight stamper a lot of times, so. Ooh, I did good enough today, though. I'm pleased. All right, so we just used 4 ink colors to do all that stamping. We'll just clean a couple of these stamps real quick and get them out of our way. That way, if my hand hits them or something, I'm not getting ink all over me. And with working with white cardstock, you don't want ink all over your hands. Okay, so now we get to put this together. And so I'm going to grab my cardstock. Here, my designer series paper. Okay, and you know, I think we're just going to use some glue for this. I have my stamp and seal here that I thought about using, but you know, being I've already made one, I don't have a problem with using glue on this. And let me work where you can see me. At least I say I don't have a problem until I know that was too much glue up there. That's when it squeezes out and I get it all over the place. I don't mind glue until I get it all over my fingers, and then I don't like glue. Okay, I want to make sure that's fairly straight. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to, let's see, next we're going to do, okay, that's card base A that we're putting our designer series paper on. For this section, you could put a piece of designer series paper here if you wanted to, but I kind of liked the dots. And this is your basic 3D embossing folder. It's an online exclusive. It came out in March of last year, still there. It's a set of 3 of them, and I love them. They are just great. So remember, if you're listening to my live, please let me know. I'd like to know who's out there. And this is only my second live video. I've been recording them and posting on YouTube for the last year and a half or so, and finally decided to be brave and do lives. And actually, it's easier, except I got to do my hair and put on makeup, because when I first started doing my YouTube videos, I didn't have the setup where I could use 2 cameras so that you could see me and also see the work. And so, you know, I didn't have to put on makeup and everything. Now I do. But I don't wear a lot of makeup, so it's pretty light. I'm coming to you from Napa, Idaho, and today was a gorgeous day. So was yesterday, up in the 60s with the sun shining. We didn't have much sunshine over the winter, so this is really a blessing. Unfortunately, it's supposed to maybe start raining again this weekend, which is too bad because my son is coming over to see us this weekend and to help out. His dad has cancer, and so he just likes to come over every few weeks and give us a helping hand, which we appreciate. I'm hoping I can talk him into cooking for me one night or something too. I have a lung infection, so I get tired out real easy. And so it'd be nice to have a break from cooking. Okay, so card base A has all the designer series paper and cardstock on it needs. So now we're taking our other set, and you can use the same designer series paper on all of it if you want to. It doesn't matter. I just happen to like the 2 different ones. Okay, now this piece right here, remember this was a 4 1/4 inch piece, the score line, and we put part of it so that it's only attached to the middle section. See right there, it has to be that way so that it can open and fold. You don't want it like that, because then you wouldn't be able to, it would be glued to that, and that's not what you want. So just to that section there. So this piece is, I believe, a 1/4 inch. Yes, it's a 1/4 inch less wide than what the pieces that will go over here are. And all the paper dimensions are on my website. There's a button there that will say directions PDF. You can save it as a PDF, and then after you save it, you can print it out. I thought that you could just print from the PDF that opened, and I still think you should be able to, but somebody told me you couldn't. So I don't say that automatically now, because you would have to save it as a PDF first and then print it out. So we're going to put that one right there. And then this one is going to go in the middle section. And with my Latte Love mini stamp camp, you do get, I will be doing a video hopefully this week. I don't put the cards completely together, but I show you how to do it. And And I figure you already know how to stamp, so I have everything pre-stamped, and I just, yeah, I pretty much get quite a bit of them together so that you can see how to do it. And the same with the sampler. I will put that together with you so that I can show you how I line everything up to give it even edges and everything. And so my husband is out cutting the mini coffee cups for the kits that we have sold already, which is really nice of him. He does a lot of my die cutting for me. He likes being able to have something to do, and I really appreciate the help. Okay, so we have designer series paper on all of those looking at us. Now we're going to just fold this end over, the left end over, and we're going to put this piece right there. Okay. One thing I've learned with having arthritis, glue is easier to use than tear and tape, because that's all I used to use. That's how I learned 13, 14 years ago how to make cards was with tear and tape. And so I was slow to come to using the seal and the glue, but I use the glue a lot more than I used to. Okay, now my fingers are sticky. This is a good time to have, if you have some hand sanitizer, it works great. Just put it on your fingers and get it off. But I like using the alcohol wipes. I have them because I have the Stampin' Blends and I have Copics. So I'm always, my Copics are refillable. So I'm always getting alcohol ink on me. And even coloring with the Stampin' Blends and everything. Oh boy, I need to close that blind real quick. You're getting my sunspots. So let me close this. The sun sets, as we all know, in the west, and my windows face west. So there, that is much better. Now I can see better too. Okay, so we have all our paper on here except for our sayings and the decorations. So here, these are to be die cut out with the coordinating dies. And let me just show those to you real quick. They're all right here. This one goes here. This one goes here. And then we got the cherry to cut those out. But by the magic of being prepared, I've already die cut them out. So they're right there. And then this is the cone. And this is really cool. Let me get this die off here. You can see the lines in there, and it gives you the lines like a waffle cone. So pretty cool. And I, as you see, I put my dies on a magnetic board that I get from Stampin' Storage and put them inside my cases. That way I don't lose them. So we can get that out of the way. So, okay, now we need to put these on. Let's see. This is the one for the front. So I'm going to glue this. And to do your measurements, I figure out what size I'm going to need for my stamping and all. And then I go ahead and I cut my base layer that goes underneath it that I'm layering it onto. I cut it a 1/4 inch larger on the width and the length. So this one here, the basic white, let's see, what size is this one? This one I believe is 3 inches by 1 3/4. So my lemon lolly will be 3 1/4 inches by 2 inches. Yes, I was right. Okay. Now for this one, we want to hear it so it is only sticking to this piece right here. And so we're going to go about a little over halfway of it will stick to this. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals, which are right over here, and make sure you place them on the left-hand side of the saying on the back. So I'm going to put them in the corner right there. And then I'm going to make sure I don't go any more than halfway. I'm going to put 2 more down like that. And then I'm going to put 1 more like that. And you see this outside piece of your dimensionals? This is all usable. So I cut those into pieces and I use them for just as I would dimensionals. I like to, if I'm doing a big long piece, I like using them sides for that. That's really good. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this just like so. Now, if you wanted to, you could have finished decorating this first, but that's okay. I'll get to it in a minute. Now, this is the one that goes in the middle section. Now, I'm not going to use any dimensionals in the middle section because it's already a thick card. We don't need to make it any thicker than what it is. So I'll put some glue right there. And put this on here. Just like so. Okay. And then I'm going to put some glue on here. I'm not very neat. I get too much glue sometimes. Okay. And a lot of times. And then I just want to kind of center this right in the middle here. And then, you know, these cherries I did? Okay, I want to take one of them. I want to do it with a glue dot. In case I don't like the position or something, I can then take it up and move it. I'm just going to put a glue dot underneath it. And I'm just going to put it, I think I'll put it over here. Okay, and then now we have this piece right here. Now for this one, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I am going to use tear and tape for this one. And the reason why is because I want to make sure I get it positioned so you can see a little bit of designer series paper down underneath it. But I want to make sure it doesn't go over the top part of this section right here. Because I don't, when the card is completely closed, I don't want you to be able to see the white cardstock. So I'm putting tear and tape on all 4 sides, like so. Okay. Okay, so I want it to go so it's like this. And that's actually going to work good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it in place, just like so. And I'm going to take off 1 piece of tape. Because that way, if I don't like it, I can get my undo and I can pick it up. And I'm not going to press hard. Okay. That looks pretty even. Okay, and now I'm going to double check. I'm going to make sure that it closes. You can't see the top of it. I can see the cardstock, the designer series paper all the way around the edges down here. So I'm happy. So I'm pressing that edge down. Now I'm going to take off this one right here. Press it into place. And then I take off the 2 last remaining pieces at the same time. And press it down. And there we go with that. So that's all done. If you wanted to, you could stamp some hearts or cherries on it, but I didn't want to. So now we need to do our ice cream cone. Okay, with the ice cream cone, you want to fold. There is a way to fold it because if you fold the left side over first, then this side isn't going to close. So you want to fold the right side over first and then this one. And you need to make sure you hair it down. So we can use a little bit of seal for this. And we're just, let's see, just gonna make it go like so. And that should hold it without any problems. Okay, now I want my small scoop of ice cream to go in first. And I want it to go down far enough so you can't see this white line at all. So you need to get it down far enough below this little joint right here. But I don't want to put anything up high because I want to be able to stick this in behind it like so. And so what I'm going to do, and then you got to decide when it comes time how to do that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out and I'm going to take one glue dot and I'm going to put it in the middle, right down at the bottom there. Kind of stretch it out. That little bit of glue dot, which is right there, is going to be enough to hold it in place. So go on and try to get it back in, right where you want it. See, this one wasn't big enough to fit down in there unless you want sideways or something. I didn't want to do that. And so now we're going to just put this in like so. And if you see, there is a slit right here. That's because this is made for the milkshakes and you put the straw through there. But that's okay that it has that. We'll work with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, let me see. I'm going to leave this on there. And then I'm going to take a couple glue dots. I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to put the glue dot on the pecan pie cone. I'm not going to press down yet. And I want one for the other side too. Okay. I don't want the other one to get it. Okay. Okay, there we go. And you say, well, you have that slit, Bonnie. What are you going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one more glue dot, put it on the back of my second cherry. Remember, we had stamped and die cut out 2 cherries. And I'm just going to put that cherry right over top it, just like that. Now I want to put my cone on here and I want to position it to see how much of the cone is going to be on there. So I know where to put my seal. And I'm just going to put my seal right down like so. Put a couple pieces of it on. Okay. And then I'm just going to take this and position it how I want it. And there you go. So there is our card. Isn't that exciting? What a fun fold. I call this, for card base East, the reverse Z in the directions. There. And now we've got to do an envelope. So let me grab. Okay, now I always suggest, because we all get our envelopes from all different suppliers and everything, Stampin' Up, if you use their envelopes, you want 6 inches by 2.5. Otherwise, measure your flap, see how deep it is at the furthest point, because some of them kind of curve down. And then I put glue right on the envelope flap along the edges. So go on and put your glue down. I find glue works the best because you can slide it around and do whatever you got to do. And I put a little bit in the middle there. Nice. Center this over that. And I fold it and I make sure it's not sticking up too high over there, but that it is all the way up to the top. Okay, and then I open it back up and press down. And then we want to take our snips, which, I know I had put them over here right before I started recording. At least I thought I did, and I don't see them on my desk, so I'm going to grab a different pair of scissors. I only got about 8 pairs of snips in here, and of course, none of them are in plain view. So I'm just going to take it, and I could even use my paper cutter if I wanted to. I don't like doing any type of fussy cutting. And I had measured that exactly, so there's hardly any hanging over the bottom. And even if there is 1/8 of an inch or so, I don't mind it. I will usually leave it. It's less to cut. So there we go. There is our envelope back. I didn't have much of either the dot or the stripe paper. That's why we went for the yellow for the back. So this is the card we just made. Isn't that exciting and fun? And here is the other one. If you like the card, give me a thumbs up. On YouTube, later I will be posting the directions on there. Well, I will be posting not the directions on there. I will be posting a link directly to the blog where you can go and get the directions. Also, if you if you go to my blog, bonniestamps.com, you can sign up for my emails and you'll get the directions directly into your email box in the morning. So you'll get the blog post that gives you the link to go to the blog and save the directions as a PDF. So thank you. Thank you very much for joining me today. I enjoy this time with you, and I will be back here next Monday night at 6 o'clock, and I hope you will join me. Thank you much, and have a blessed week, and thank you. Night.